tell me, where do we begin? We start with the failures in the end, or do you have a burden that pretends? See, I know, like me, for you, it all started with a dream to reach the skies that they showed you, but they never mentioned the humbling fall. Was ambition your sin? I can testify it wasn't, because you've let us get to know you, so no one can ever say you never risked it all. And as we tell this story, not history, your story, the story you've let us tell, because you let us in, from the beginning to the end and everything within. I hope that you know that every day is an adventure with you, for all the bold ventures that you see through.
My name is Clement Desene, and I am the Executive Director of BIPOC Foundation. BIPOC Foundation is an organization that supports underrepresented entrepreneurs and provide them with access to resources and information, education, training, and essentially access to finance and all the assets they need to be able to succeed in their businesses. I'm an entrepreneur myself, and obviously starting out a business here in Canada had its own frustrations, its own downtimes. You just, in dealing with those challenges, or pursuing those opportunities, we've had to be in different rooms where we find that it was only us in those rooms. And we'll look around and we thought that these are rooms with opportunities, and there should be more people that look like us, that have access to these opportunities. So being able to break through those barriers and considering that there is people behind us also encountering these challenges, we began to think about, okay, what can we do? What can we do to create that bridge, to create that, to close that gap, to make it easier for people coming behind us to be able to get access, into the markets, to be able to access those resources.
Are you going to keep me to start, or should I start right away?
Yeah.
Okay. So, my name is Toyin Oyebola, and popularly known as Yalaje, among friends. And the name of my business is Genesis Exotic Market, which I opened with my husband. Not just me, I'm not going to take the credit for that. I started it with my husband in 2017 of February. I think February 2017, yes. And yeah, that was 2 years after we had moved to Lethbridge. Yes, who am I? Yalaje is dedicated. Once I put my mind, I do it. Yalaje is hardworking. Yalaje is family-oriented.
What is your background?
Okay. It's kind of really complex because I'm like a spider. Like, I got my webs everywhere. So, initially, my background was computer science. So I was an IT person. And then I got tired of that, and then I moved into public health, because then I got my degree again in public health. And then business had always been my life, because my mom, my grandparents, they all did business. So all of my mom's kids somehow were into business. So even while I was doing my IT work, while I was doing my public health practice, I was still doing business. So at a point, it got to a point I decided, okay, for this business to grow, it would need dedication. So I brought it out to the mainstream. So that was how we started Genesis Exotic Markets. I'd always wanted to sell clothing. I love fashion. I'd always wanted to sell gold jewelry. But when we got to Lethbridge, and then, so before we came, if I just backtrack a bit, we had lived in Denmark for many years, and I had sold clothing and jewelry out of my trunk. So I kind of speak Danish as well as another language I speak. So when we had moved here, and then I saw there was a gap. So that gap inspired my African business, because then I saw that people had to go to Calgary or the neighboring cities to get things. The only African store that was here at that time, I didn't think they were able to service the number of people, that needed things. So we saw the gap, and then we decided to solve that, problem by opening up Genesis Exotic Markets, which we now decided was going to be broader than just selling African groceries. So now we do African fashion, we do anything that speaks exotic. So all people are welcome to come. It's a one-stop shop where you can get what you need per time. So Genesis Exotic Markets. Yes! So I don't claim ownership of Genesis Exotic Markets.
We have fantastic, amazing business owners, very resilient entrepreneurs, especially, they say charity begins at home. Here in Lethbridge, that nobody knows. When we started out, trying to do this project, bold ventures, where we get to tell the stories, or where we get to work with these entrepreneurs to tell the stories about, their journey, where they started from, how it's going, the challenges. No one can tell the stories better than these entrepreneurs. We wanted to be able to offer them that platform where they can really tell the stories and where they become known. When we started, we had about 10, we could barely get 10 businesses. But there are Black-owned businesses in this community. There are underrepresented businesses in this community. And once we started compiling and reaching out, obviously, just for this project alone, we've received an overwhelming number and seen that there is businesses that need their stories told. There is businesses that need their marketing ramped up. There is businesses that we need to ensure that we provide a platform to tell their story so that the world can know they exist, so that the world can hear their story. Well, I guess mainstream education, right, would teach you to, be good, go to school, pass your exams, be a good boy, and prepare you to work for somebody. The concept of entrepreneurship and it being something that is being mainstreamed or it being taught is very, very new. So if I could talk to my younger self, I would, I would have wanted a very different kind of education. And I would have there's a lot of things that I would have wanted to know about money, about business earlier enough in my life than when I knew them. So yes. I was first a construction project manager and also an IT project manager and, also a business analyst at some point. I'll tell you that, a combination, of these career paths, really prepared me to start or to take a leap into entrepreneurship. There has been different, obviously, like I've already mentioned, kinds of challenges at different times. One of those challenges will be access to funds, or first and foremost, even just arriving in Canada as an immigrant and coming from a cash society to a cashless society where it's not really taught in school how to navigate the waters in a cashless society where you have to work with credit and build that credit, and nobody tells you that if anything happens to your credit as an entrepreneur, you will not be. It will also affect you in being able to either access services, resources, or access funds to be able to grow your business. There is different degrees, of those kind of challenges that we have faced, and we wanted to ensure that people coming behind us do not face those challenges, and we are getting them early enough as whether as newcomers or as entrepreneurs, people who have ideas that are thinking about entrepreneurship, who want to work with them and help them understand what it means and prepare them both physically, mentally, and in all other areas, psychologically, for the journey of entrepreneurship, which is a lonely journey, by the way. I like to see opportunities. Challenges are challenges. Challenges are things that we face, but what really makes us is how we are able to create opportunities out of those challenges. And obviously, I want to say that is what we have done by creating BIPOC Foundation. We saw challenges, and we decided to create an opportunity out of it, an opportunity that has now, served a lot of people, running to, I want to say there are thousands, and we are very, very happy to continue to support the community. I'm a big community person, and I've always been my entire life. At one time or the other, there's never been a time that I wasn't serving the community in one capacity or the other. Even when I was in high school, all the way through my university days till, my workplace, I'm always that guy that looks, watches your back, that looks beyond my personal interest, my personal gain, and put in front, I want community good. I value community good over personal. And I always, I've always worked in that capacity, and today, from the communities, the community has been very supportive of our work, and we are happy to continue to support the community. Be an entrepreneur, you need, 4 key things. You need the knowledge, you need mentorship, you need the network, and most importantly, you need the funding. Right now, we are offering 3 out of those 4 things because of our current capacity. We're offering you mentorship. We do have a fantastic mentorship program. We offer the knowledge by way of different, programs that you people can access. We have the accelerator program. We have the LEAF program that helps you get your business plan and your value proposition done, right? And we have various kinds. As a matter of fact, this year alone, we have put up about 160 different trainings, across the length and breadth of entrepreneurship. Where we really want to be as an organization is to also be able to put that funding into the hands of the entrepreneurs that we have prepared to be able to access those funding. Because some entrepreneurs come to you and you ask them, what do you need? As a matter of fact, when you ask 95% of entrepreneurs what they need, they tell you it's funding. But we find that quite a lot of time, those entrepreneurs are not ready to receive funding. When you begin to ask some key questions to find out if they can legally receive funding for their organizations, you find out that there is shortcomings. That is the reason why we have crafted our programming in such a way that we take you through a journey where we'll prepare you, and then right now we send you to our funding partners that can offer you funding, but we want to be at the place where we are able to put those funding in the hands of entrepreneurs, and so that we can, have a stake in their success.
One thing they never tell you is that you're going to be broke. Once you own your business, you are going to be broke, because every cent you own, you push into that business for it to grow. I say this every time to whoever asks me. My number 1 challenge is money, finance. My business is capital driven. Like, I need lots of money to run it, because the fashion is changing every time. Demand for different things are evolving. Like, they could want this today, tomorrow is this. I need to, close that gap. And the only thing I need is capital, right? Money. So my challenge, and I've always said it, even the last time we were talking to the premier, I said, businesses, local businesses, we need money. If we have access to good finance, like good investors, we can break even, we can grow.
This is a journey that, we're really are laser focused on the impact. We just want to see impact. We want to see those results. We want in a few years for some conversations to become irrelevant. Conversations around having special support for underrepresented communities should be irrelevant. But unfortunately, the data today doesn't support the ability for that to happen. The data shows that underrepresented entrepreneurs are significantly underfunded, significantly undersupported, right? And we want to get to a place where there will be no more need for special support because everybody will be at equilibrium and everybody will be receiving equal support. Programming for BIPOC Foundation today is very straightforward. We have 5 key programs. The first off is the Black Founders Hub Business Accelerator. It's a 10 weeks program through which, we test the hypothesis, and all the other key pieces of a business to ensure the viability of that business. We do that with the entrepreneurs, and we've seen entrepreneurs come through that program, and some either completely change their business model or pivot, or are very happy and reinforced as to the validity of their business. And we have the LIFT program for business plan writing. We have mentorship, because we believe mentorship is very key. We have the learning series, and we also have the personal financial wellness series. These are our key programs. And to answer the question around how we determine our other programs is, obviously there is a lot of there's a lot of social issues and other economic impact issues that needs to be dealt with. And like I always say, we do not have all the answers, but we've been able to craft some sub brands through which we are reaching out to the youths, especially the younger ones within the community, to help encourage them and to teach them about monetizing their talents, monetizing their skills, and to keep them engaged and informed, and to help them grow personally through mentorship relationships, sports, and other social media.
Clement has a very fantastic relationship with every member of the team. He's a wonderful boss. He's always working. It is very difficult to catch him not working, even when he's doing leisure, making food, preparing barbecue. He will still talk about work, and work all the time. Personal development, business, mentorship, grants, all of these opportunities are available. And then he allows you to be yourself. You can talk to Clement about anything. I mean anything, absolutely anything. I love working with Clement because he's a very good leader, mentors you, and allows you to become a better version of yourself.
Essentially, the work that we do, we assist, to create relatable pathways to success for underrepresented entrepreneurs. That's why we're here. That's the work that we do. So we want to be able to tell the stories for these Black entrepreneurs. We want to make sure that they're receiving all the support that they need. We want to make sure that there is no single entrepreneur out there that is underrepresented, that needs any business support, that does not get access to it. Now, there may be some that the reason for their lack of access might have to do with some personal build-up that they have to do. Yes, again, there we are. We want to work with you to show you those things that you need, because we know what our partners need. We won't know what the banks need, right? We know what other, support opportunities that we can connect you with. And that's why we continue to grow our relationship. So we want to make sure that we create, a holistic, pathway to opportunities. And the Bold Ventures gives us a unique platform to be able to do that for the entrepreneurs. We're working with various entrepreneurs within the community, and we're very excited to be able to tell their story. And this is just the first, and we're hoping, to get opportunities to continue to tell the stories. And I'll give you an example. Just earlier in the month, we had our gala, and that gala saw over 3 categories, more than 100 organizations nominated, and more than 4,000 community members putting in their votes and support for those entrepreneurs.
shout out before you're gone. When the storm comes, would you be running?
Nobody owes you anything, really. And it's one thing that, you know, it would be great if everybody knew that, you know, you have to work as if, you know, it was your last.
I'll tell them to just jump. They should just jump. If you have a dream, but then it has to be what you really know you have passion for. You're not going into business because someone is doing business. So you just know that you're going into this because it's what you love to do. Passion is key. Don't do it because other people are doing it. If you don't have passion for it, then don't go into it because you're going to be frustrated. But if you have passion for it, go for it and keep moving. Take steps. Baby steps are allowed. Not taking any step is a crime, but take steps, you know, move. And then the sky is the beginning.
Some people good, some people fake. Some people real, some people snake. It doesn't matter.
The opportunities are there, and we encourage people to chase those opportunities, right? And, you know, I'm not the one to encourage anyone to wait for anything or to wait to be given an opportunity or wait to be given access. Just wake up and chase what you want, and you will find it. Clement Esena, I'm the Executive Director here at BIPOC Foundation, and we are here at the Bold Venture documentary.
If you've ever felt like you're not the one who deserves all the love, it is obvious that you can't see what you've done, what you deserve. Shout out before you're gone, yeah. Shout out before you're gone. You deserve shout out before you're gone, yeah. Shout out before you're gone. For your bold ventures, shout out before you're gone.
Got that sauce.